Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Scratch Learners. In today's video, we will discuss about selection shot. Before starting today's topic, I want to remind you to please subscribe my channel to stay connected with me. So, what is selection shot? Selection shot is in-place comparison shot. That means this algorithm does not use any extra space for sorting the elements of the array. Okay, we have seen that in bubble sort we need an extra space to swap the elements, but here we do not use any extra space for sorting the elements of the array. That's why this is called as in place comparison sort. Selection sort is stable as it does not exchange the relative position of elements with equal values. That means if our array contains the same values element, then this sorting technique will not exchange the relative position of those two elements. So now let's know what is the idea behind this sorting technique. The idea behind the selection sort is to find the smallest element in the array. Okay, so at first we will find the smallest element in the array and replace it with the element at the first position in the array. So if we are given any array, we will first find the smallest element and we will replace it with the element at the first position of the array. Then we will find the next smallest element of the array by starting the search from the second position to the last position of the array and replace it with the element at the second position of the array. So this process is repeated till the entire array is sorted. So this is the idea behind selection sort. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. Here there are 6 elements starting from the index 0 to index 5, right? Now in the beginning we will search for the smallest element from the first index to the last index. Here the smallest element is 5, which is present at the 5th index of the array. So we will exchange the values of 0th index and the 5th index. So 5 will come to this position and 21 will go to that position, and the rest of elements will stay like that only, right? So this is the first pass and the element 5 got its sorted position, right? Now we will move towards the second pass. So in the second pass we will search for the smallest element from the first index to the last index. Here see the smallest element is 8, so which is present at the third index. So we will exchange the values at index 1 with the index 3. So our array will look like this. It will come to this position, 16 will stay here only, 36 will be stored at third location, then 15 and 21. This is the second pass, and in this pass 5 and 8 got their sorted position. Now we will search for the smallest element from the second index to the last index. So here what is the smallest index? It's 15. So now we will swap the values of 16 with 15. This is how our array will look like after exchanging the positions. This is the third pass, and in this pass these elements got their sorted position, right? Now we will search for the smallest element between these three elements, as this is the unsorted part. So here the smallest element is 16 and we will store 16 in the third position, right? And this is the fourth pass and these elements are already sorted, right? Now in the next pass we will search for the smallest element between these two elements, and the smallest element is 21. So this will be stored at the fourth index in this way. Now see, whole of our array is sorted, and this is the fifth pass. So in an array containing 6 elements, we got our sorted array in the fifth pass, right? Now see, this is the algorithm for selection sort to sort an array A with n elements. So in this algorithm, step 1 is used to repeat the loops for n-1 passes, that is from I equals to 0 to n-2. As we have started indexing from 0, so it will run up to n-2, that is here 6 minus 2 equals to 4. But if the array indexing starts from 1, so it will run up to n-1. Okay. In the step 2, the ith element of the array is assumed the smallest element, that is the mean variable, and the flag variable is set to 0. Okay, this variable will be false till the assumed value of min is smallest. The value of flag will become true if the assumed value of min is no longer smaller. In step 3, there is a loop from j equals to I plus 1 to n minus 1, that is for remaining unsorted elements. See, in the first pass, we had repeated the loop from I equals to 0 to n minus 2, that is the fourth element. Okay, we have set ai, that is a0 as the minimum, and flag was 0. Then we had repeated a loop from I plus 1, that is the first index, to n minus 1, that is the last index, right? What we had done in this, from this index to this index, we searched out for the smallest element. Okay, in this loop, the value of variable mean is compared with every element of the unsorted part of the array. See, j equals to I plus 1 to n minus 1, I equals to 0. Okay, so this is the variable mean, and I plus 1 to n minus 1, that is first index to the last index. So this element is compared with all other elements of the array, and then we find out the minimum element from the array. If we get an element smaller than min, then the flag variable is set to 1 and the index of the smaller element is taken in a variable pos, and min is assigned to the smaller value. This part is simply finding the minimum element. So once we get the minimum element from the rest of the array, then we will set the index of that minimum element in the variable pos and set the variable flag to 1. Okay, now after finding the minimum elements, we will check if flag equals to 1 or not. Flag equals to 1 indicates what? It indicates that we found a minimum element in the rest of the array. So if flag equals to 1, then we will swap the ith index element with the element at pos. That means, see, in the first iteration here, ai equals to 21 and here the minimum element was 5. So flag equals to 1, then we had swapped the element 21 with the element 5, right? So that's what it's done here. It is simply that we had founded the minimum element, then we had swapped both the elements. So this will repeat for I equals to 0 to 4, as after 4 the element at the fourth index would be compared only with the fifth index element, right? So all these steps will be repeated for 2n minus 2, and at the end we will get the sorted array. Here we can see there were 6 elements and we needed 5 passes to sort the elements. That means for 6 elements 5 passes required. Similarly, for n elements n minus 1 passes will be required. Now let's understand the complexity analysis of selection sort algorithm. While sorting an array using the selection sort, it takes n minus 1 passes to sort the whole array of size n. We have just seen that for an array of size n, we needed n minus 1 passes. So the first pass takes n minus 1 comparison to place the smallest element at the first position, right? Similarly, the second pass takes n minus 2 comparisons to place the second smallest element at the second position, and the third pass takes n minus 3 comparisons to place the third smallest element at the third position, and so on. So in the last pass there will be only one comparison which will sort the last 2 elements simultaneously. So the total number of comparisons in sorting an array of size n will be the sum of all these comparisons. That will gives us as n into n minus 1 by 2. In big O notation, the complexity of selection sort comes out to be order of n square. So this is the complexity of selection sort in all the cases, that is in best case, average case as well as the worst case. This is because the number of comparison will remain same, that is n into n minus 1 by 2, to find the smallest element in the unsorted part of the array. In case of best case, only the time consumed in exchanging the elements will be saved, as no exchange will be required to place the smallest element at its proper position in the sorted part of the array. See, this is the C++ code for selection sort. Here we are declaring an array A of size 100 and of type integer. At first, we are inputting the number of elements in the array and storing it in the variable n. Then by using a loop, we will enter all the elements of the array one by one and store it in the array A at location I. After inputting all the elements, this is the main block for selection sort. Here we are repeating a loop for n-1 passes, that is from the index 0 to n-1. Then we are assigning array at location I to the minimum variable and setting the flag variable to 1. This is a loop from I plus 1 to n, that is for remaining unsorted elements. In this loop, the value of variable mean is compared with all other elements of the array, and if the minimum value is found, then we will assign the index of that value in the variable pos and set the value of flag variable to 1. Now, after finding out the minimum value from the array, we will check if flag equals to 1 or not. When flag equals to 1 indicates that a minimum value is found out from the unsorted array. And if a minimum value is found, then we will simply swap the values at index I and at the index pos. Okay, this is exact the same code as I have shown you in the algorithm. Right, then here we are simply printing all the elements of the array after sorting. I just hope you are getting my point. Let's run this program. Let the size of the array be 8. I am inputting all the elements in the worst case scenario, that is, here we want to sort the array in ascending order, so I am inputting the elements in descending order. See here, all the 8 elements are printed in the sorted order, that is in the ascending order, right? So this is all about the selection sort algorithm. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.